Real Madrid in turmoil. And one man stands alone against the storm. The noise is deafening in Madrid. Whispers in corridors. Fury on talk shows. Fingers pointing in every direction after a night that felt less like football, and more like a slow-motion collapse. At the center of it all? Kylian Mbappé. A symbol. A superstar. A player brought to deliver dreams. Now accused of letting them slip away. But just when the criticism reached boiling point, one voice cut through the chaos, sharp, defiant, unshaken. Álvaro Arbeloa. And what he said has turned the entire narrative on its head. The night everything fell apart, it was supposed to be a statement. A declaration that Real Madrid CF. Instead, it became a nightmare. Still ruled Europe. A wild, breathless clash with FC Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals spiraled into chaos. Momentum shifted. Scoreline swung. And then, disaster. Tension exploded. A 4-3 defeat on the night. A crushing 6-4 aggregate exit. But numbers don't tell the full story. Because the real turning point came late. Very late. The red card that changed everything. 86th minute. Hope fading. Time running out. And then, it happened. Eduardo Camavinga was sent off. One decision. One moment. And suddenly, Madrid were down to 10 men. Hanging by a thread. Vulnerable. Exposed. Bayern didn't hesitate. Ruthless. Quick. 2 goals. Dream over. Game over. Surgical. Season. Almost over. And then, the blame game began in the aftermath. The search for a culprit began immediately. And somehow, unbelievably, it landed on Mbappé. Critics claimed he didn't track back. That he abandoned defensive duties. That he vanished when his team needed him most. The accusation spread like wildfire. Because when a giant falls, people don't just want answers. They want someone to blame. Arbeloa fires back, and refuses to bend, but Arbeloa wasn't having it. Not for a second. Facing the media ahead of a crucial clash with Deportivo Alaves, the Madrid boss didn't dodge the question. He attacked it. I have nothing to reproach Kylian. No hesitation. Just a statement that hit like a hammer. No doubt. He scored in both legs. He was always a threat. And then, the line that changes everything, he gave everything in defense and worked very hard. In a room full of critics. Unapologetic. Arbeloa stood alone. Defiant. Because in his eyes, Mbappé wasn't the problem. He was the reason they were even still in the fight. The numbers don't lie. But do they tell the truth? Let's look at the facts. 40 goals this season. Relentless performances. Game after game. A forward who doesn't just score, but terrifies defenses. And in the biggest matches, he delivered. Goals in both legs against Bayern. Moments of brilliance in a storm of pressure. So why the criticism? Because expectations at Real Madrid aren't normal. They're impossible. The cruel twist of fate. PSG's shadow looms large. Here's where the story turns bitter. Because while Mbappé watches his Champions League dream slip away, his former club, Paris Saint-Germain FC, are already celebrating. They lifted the trophy last season. The one he left to chase elsewhere. The one he believed he would win in Madrid. And now, he must wait. Another chance. Another year. Another risk. A club on the edge. And a man under pressure, but Mbappé isn't the only one under the spotlight. Arbeloa himself is walking a tightrope. At 43, he stepped in to replace Xabi Alonso, a bold move that raised eyebrows across Spain. Now, with Real trailing FC Barcelona by 9 points in La Liga. And just 7 games left, the season is slipping away. Trophies? Almost gone. Future? Uncertain. Confidence? Fragile. When asked about his position, Arbeloa didn't fight back. He simply said, "It's not in my hands." He didn't plead. No revolution. Or a hidden warning? In a moment that raised more questions than answers. Arbeloa made one final claim: there's no need for a big revolution. On the surface. Controlled. It sounds calm. Rational. But look closer. Is it confidence? Or denial? Because when a club like Real Madrid finishes empty-handed, change isn't optional. It's inevitable. The final twist: this was never about defending. Here's the truth buried beneath the noise. Mbappé wasn't criticized because he failed. He was criticized because he represents everything. Pressure. Expectation. Hope. And when Real Madrid fall, those symbols become targets. But Arbeloa sees something different. He sees a player delivering under impossible weight. A player scoring when others fade. A player who didn't abandon the team, but carried it, until it broke. And maybe, just maybe, the real question isn't why Mbappé didn't defend. It's why a team built to conquer Europe needed him too.